the name of your character. Next, select your character's race and class. Then select your character's gender and appearance. After you have made all of your selections, click the character creation button on the right side of the screen.
Okay guys, welcome to Lineage 2. Now in this video I will introduce you to the races and classes in this game. We are currently at High 5 version of the game. So we have a couple of races. As you can see, there is a human, there is the elf race, there is a dark elf, you have orcs, dwarves, and the newest race, which is a Kamael, one-winged angels. Okay, so the humans, basically you have male and female fighters and mystics. This is the difference. So basically, if you want to play a tank or someone who uses a sword, okay, or a dagger or a bow, okay, you're gonna need a fighter. If you want to play a mage, obviously you're gonna go for mystic. And obviously mages, they also have healers and buffers and so on. Humans are pretty diverse actually race, and they have a lot of classes. So let's see the elves here. The elves, obviously we have fighters and mystics again. They also have mages and buffers, supporters, and the fighters are again tanks and daggers. Dark elves, same thing, we have fighters and mages, and basically you have daggers, you have blade dancers, supporters, you have tanks as well. And for mystic you also have mages, and basically you also have supporters. The good thing about basically dark elves is that they are they have a lot of strength, okay, they have a lot of intelligence, so they have a lot of power, but they don't have enough con, which means they die very fast, they die very easily. That's what's famous about dark elves. What's famous about the elves is the other way around. They are not very strong, okay, they don't have a lot of strength, they don't have a lot of intelligence, but however they have a lot of speed, they have a lot of dex, they have a lot of wit, okay. That's what's famous about the elves. They're fast, they have a lot of critical rate, so on, okay. Now humans, I didn't say, basically they're more balanced, they have a bit of strength, they have a bit of dex, they have a bit of con again, okay, they're a more balanced class, okay. But especially when we talk about elves and dark elves, elves are much faster, dark elves are much stronger, but then they die easier. Okay, orcs, obviously you can see orcs are big fighters, okay. Also you have mages and you have warriors. Even though the mages are more different than humans, elves and dark elves, mages here are more like a, you know, like buffer, supporter, okay. They're not used as damage dealers. They're used as supporters, especially when you go for castle siege. It's very useful to have a overlord, which is a mage warrior, okay. Or if you go to a PvP, you know, player versus player or team versus team, it's good to have orc mage. Now the fighters, they have a tyrant which uses fist weapon, and they also have a destroyer which uses two-handed sword weapon, okay. Orcs, they have a lot of P attack, okay, they have a lot of physical attack, they're very strong when they hit, but they're not very fast, obviously, because they're quite big, okay. They have strength, they have life, but they're not fast, they're quite slow overall. And now let's see the dwarves. The dwarves, what we have here, they're short, as you can see, it's like a cube, like a box, and you have the girl, okay, obviously you don't have mystics, you have only fighters, dwarves. And basically dwarves are used to spoil things, because you get items from ordinary killing of mobs in the game. But if you have a spoiler, you also use this skill which is called spoil, and then when you kill the mob you get some additional items, mainly like you know, sometimes you get enchants, but many often you get materials. This is why spoiler was invented, to spoil, to get materials. And why you need materials? Well, you need materials because in this game you want to craft armors and weapons, okay. Top grade armors and weapons need to be crafted, okay. This is why spoilers are very useful. Obviously, the downside of the spoiler is that that's not a good fighter. It's not good for PvP, it's not good for Siege, it's not good for Olympiad games. Spoiler is just to help you to make materials, okay? That's what's famous about spoiler. Now, the other thing the dwarves can do, it's not only spoil, they can also craft items, okay? Spoilers are for spoiling, and then you can make a crafter, okay? The artisan is a crafter, okay? So like we said, you have to craft top weapons and armors, and to do that you're gonna need a dwarf, okay? You're gonna need a crafter, okay? So obviously you don't have to make a crafter, okay? You can just have one crafter for all the clan, or when you go in town there's some shops there where you can see crafting available, okay? So don't worry that much about crafter, but it's good to have a spoiler, okay, for you, so you can spoil your own materials and then you can craft your armors, okay? That's about dwarves. And Kamaels, they are a pretty new race basically. Kamaels are a bit complicated to play, they're not so easy. We have a fighter here, they're mostly fighters, even though they have one mystique which is mixed between fighter and mystique that appear, but it's quite difficult to play because it has a lot of skills. They also have an archer, and also the berserker is very nice to play. It has a rush, it has stun, okay? It's very interesting character to play. Kamaels are a very, very unique race, okay? You cannot compare to anything else. They're interesting and you should try all, okay? So guys, this is all about the races. So I'm gonna see you in the next video where we're gonna see the introduction of the game. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.